All right, trainers, bundle up because the Pokemon GO Holiday Event is here. And it's a big one.
2 parts, back to back.
We're talking festive Pokemon, shiny surprises, and maybe some things that'll make us scratch our heads.
It wouldn't be a Pokemon Go event without a little mystery, right?
Exactly. But don't worry, we're here to break it all down for you.
Yeah.
So you can make the most of this holiday extravaganza. Part 1 kicks off on December 17th and runs through to the 22nd. So let's jump right in.
What stands out right away is Niantic is really keeping us guessing this year.
You tell me.
Just take a look at the debuting Shiny Sandygast. I mean...
A sandcastle Pokemon for the holidays.
Right. It's not exactly the most festive creature out there, is it?
Not exactly. I half expected a Pikachu and a Santa hat. Not, a coal-colored Sandygast.
It's certainly a choice.
I've seen some trainers joking that Niantic is giving us coal for Christmas this year. Maybe it's a subtle nod to all the feedback they've been getting lately. What do you think?
A subtle nod or just a fun coincidence. It's hard to say for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But it definitely gets you thinking.
It does. And hey, that coal-black Chinese Sandygast does have a certain mischievous charm to it.
Like a little holiday prankster.
Exactly.
Right.
Speaking of mischievous charm, have you seen the new Costumed Pokémon?
I have.
Decked out in holiday attire. Absolutely adorable.
I know.
But wait a second. I'm seeing here that it won't be spawning in the wild for part 1.
Oh!
Yeah. What's the deal with that?
That is a little bit of a bummer, isn't it? Especially since it has the potential to be shiny.
Right.
This makes finding one a bit trickier, but also potentially more rewarding. I have a feeling they might be holding back wild spawns for part 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe alongside another rumored costumed Pokemon, a Wooloo all decked out in a fluffy sheep costume.
Don't even get me started on Willow. A costumed Willow has been at the top of my wish list forever. But okay, for now, let's focus on part 1. What can we expect in terms of wild encounters?
We've got some familiar faces returning, like Alolan, Sandshrew, Swinub, and Delibird with that snazzy holiday ribbon. And don't forget about the fire types. Darumaka Lato, even the Alolan forms of Sandshrew and Diglett.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of unexpected considering the winter theme.
You think it's a nod to our trainers down south who are celebrating summer right now?
Could be. It's a nice thought.
It is. Spreading that holiday cheer across the globe. And speaking of spreading cheer, those 7-kilometer eggs are looking pretty tempting this time around.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Hisuian Growlithe Pichu with Summer Flare's Feel, with a Holiday Scarf Cubchoo, with a Holiday Ribbon, Amora, and Sharkadet.
Don't forget, those Hisuian Growlithe and Pichu with Summer Flare have boosted shiny rates.
Oh, that's right. This is prime time to hatch those 7-kilometer eggs.
Absolutely. I know you love a good storage upgrade, but do yourself a favor.
Okay.
Save some egg space before part 1 starts. You'll want to take full advantage of that half-hatch distance bonus and hatch as many as possible.
You're so right. You're so right. I always go a little overboard catching everything in sight during events, but I'm going to try to prioritize those 7-kilometer eggs this time. Gotta make room for those boosted shinies.
You got it.
Now let's talk raids. Part 1 is bringing us a mix of 1-star, 3-star, and mega raids.
All with that festive touch.
Of course. 1-star raids feature costumed Pikachu Psyduck and our friend Dedan in their holiday attire.
For trainers looking for more of a challenge, 3-star raids are bringing Stantler with a holiday outfit.
Love it.
Glacian in that cool undersea holiday outfit, and Cryogonal.
Ooh, those are good ones.
Yeah, these have all been in previous holiday events, so for veteran players, this is a chance to grab that shiny you might have missed before.
Exactly, and for the truly hardcore raiders, we've got Mega Latios and Latias gracing us with their presence in Mega Raids.
Oh yeah, gotta love those Mega Raids.
Both have the potential to be shiny. And let's be real, a shiny Mega Latios, or Latias, that's the ultimate bracken, right?
No doubt about it.
You know it. All right, back to those 7-kilometer eggs for a second. We talked about saving up beforehand, but honestly, how many of us actually have the willpower to resist hashing every egg we get?
It's tough.
My egg storage is always full. Any tips for managing those precious egg slots during this event?
Well, you know, it's like trying not to peek at presents before Christmas morning.
It really is.
But a little prep goes a long way. Try to focus on hatching your 2-kilometer and 5-kilometer eggs before part 1 starts.
Okay.
That way you'll have plenty of room for those 7-kilometer beauties when the event begins.
Solid advice. I'm already feeling more organized. Okay, so we've covered wild encounters, raid bosses, and the all-important 7-kilometer eggs. What else can trainers look forward to during part 1?
We've got field research tasks offering encounters with event-themed Pokemon.
Sweet.
Perfect for those who enjoy a challenge.
Right.
And of course, we've got those collection challenges.
Yes.
Rewarding trainers with Stardust Pokeballs and Great Balls. Gotta love those essential resources.
Absolutely. So it's not just about catching the rarest Pokemon or conquering the toughest raids. There's something for everyone to enjoy during this event. And speaking of something for everyone, let's talk about the paid research.
Right.
For $2, trainers can access some event-exclusive timed research. This rewards them with 2 premium battle passes, 1 incubator, 1,500 Stardust, and encounters with event-themed Pokemon. Is it worth it?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It depends on your playstyle.
Right.
Some trainers feel the paid research enhances their experience and helps them progress faster.
Sure.
Others prefer to stick with the free content and enjoy the event at their own pace.
I see both sides. Sometimes I'm all about that paid research.
Yeah.
Especially if it has exclusive rewards or helps me complete my Pokédex faster. But other times, I'm perfectly happy with the free content and just savoring the experience. It depends on the event, and how I'm feeling. But you know what I'm always a sucker for?
What's that?
Storage upgrades.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of, there are 2 special offers in the Pokemon Go web store right now.
Ooh, tell me more.
The Ultra Holiday Box includes a Pokemon storage upgrade and an item bag upgrade, along with 17 rare candies.
Nice.
And there's the Holiday Part 1 Ultra Ticket Box. This includes tickets for both parts of the holiday event, plus a premium battle pass.
Those storage upgrades are my weakness. My Pokemon storage fills up faster than my stomach at a holiday feast. Those extra slots are a lifesaver.
I hear you.
But remember, trainers, these offers are totally optional.
Absolutely.
Plenty of trainers enjoy this event without spending a dime.
Totally.
It's all about finding that balance that works for you.
Exactly. And don't forget, this is only part 1. We're expecting even more surprises in part 2, including that heavily rumored debut of Costumed Wooloo.
Part 2 is already shaping up to be epic. I'm crossing my fingers that Costumed Din will be spawning in the wild for part 2. But for now, we've got part 1 to conquer. Shiny Sandygast, here we come.
That's the spirit. And trainers, while you're out there catching all those festive Pokemon, ask yourselves this. Will part 2 live up to the hype? Or will some of us be left feeling like we got a lump of coal?
Ooh, good question. We'll be back soon to delve into all the juicy details of part 2. But for now, it's time to bundle up, charge those phones, and get ready for some holiday Pokemon Go fun. See you out there, trainers.
Part 2 is going to be the big one. But while we wait, let's dig a little deeper into part 1. We've talked about which Pokemon are showing up.
But
What about those shiny odds?
yeah, will Shiny Sandygast be as rare as a Snorlax on a treadmill? Or are we going to be drowning in coal-colored sandcastles?
Right, that's the question on everyone's mind.
Well, Niantic's keeping us in suspense. They haven't released any Scan raid info yet.
Classic Niantic. Always got to keep us guessing.
Right.
So what do you think, based on past events and the general rarity of shinies?
I wouldn't expect a Shiny Sandygast to just fall into your lap. You'll need to put in the work. Get out there and explore.
True. That's part of the fun, though, right?
Absolutely. It's the thrill of the hunt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's important to manage expectations, It's easy to get caught up in the hype and think you'll be swimming in shinies by the end of the event.
Yeah.
But Pokemon Go is a game of patience and a little bit of luck. It is. You can increase your chances by playing smart, but there's no guarantee you'll find every shiny you're looking for. Sometimes it's about enjoying the journey, not just the destination.
That's a good point.
And hey, who knows? Maybe you'll stumble across a different surprise shiny while you're searching for Sandygast.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this game.
Exactly. Every encounter has the potential to be exciting.
Exactly. Speaking of exciting, let's talk about those event bonuses.
Okay.
We've got double XP for catching Pokemon and half hatch distance for eggs. Those are some nice perks. Any tips on how we can maximize those bonuses?
Well, for that double XP bonus,
Yeah.
I'd recommend stocking up on lucky eggs
Okay.
and use them strategically. Activate one when you're in a high spawn area, like a park or downtown during the event.
Okay.
You'll be leveling up in no time.
Oh yeah, power level time. Love it. What about those A's? How can we make the most of that half hatch distance?
Saving up your 7-kilometer eggs before the event starts is key.
Right. We talked about that.
But if you didn't get a chance to do that, just make sure you're prioritizing hatching 7-kilometer eggs during the event.
Okay.
Keep an incubator going and watch those kilometers melt away.
So satisfying.
Yeah.
Like opening presents early, but without the guilt.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to raids. Part 1 has a nice mix of raid bosses. From 1-star all the way up to mega raids. Which ones are you most excited for?
From a strategic standpoint,
Yeah?
The Mega Raids with Mega Latios and Latias are the most valuable, powerful Pokemon with a chance to be shiny, and their Mega Energy is always in high demand.
For sure.
Yeah.
But you know me, I'm all about those costumed Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Those one-star raids with Pikachu and Psyduck in their holiday outfits.
Yeah.
They're too cute to resist.
I know, I love those.
Plus, one-star raids are perfect for solo players or trainers who don't have time to coordinate with others for higher-level raids.
That's true. Pokemon Go is for everyone. And those one-star raids allow every trainer to participate and have a chance at those special event Pokemon. It's a great way for new players to get into raiding, too.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
And those one-star raids also feature Deden in their holiday attire.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you're not a hardcore raider, it's worth doing a few just to catch that adorable little guy.
Totally agree.
You know, it's all about finding that balance between strategy and fun. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun.
Exactly. Well said.
You know, one of my favorite things about these events is how they bring the community together.
Oh, for sure.
Whether it's raiding, trading, or just sharing stories about our Pokemon Go adventures.
Yeah.
There's always that feeling of excitement in the air.
There is. It's great.
You know?
What I love is seeing players of all ages and backgrounds come together and bond over Pokemon.
I know.
You see experienced players helping out newcomers, sharing tips and strategies, celebrating each other's successes. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It reminds us that Pokemon Go is more than just a game. It's a social experience that brings people together.
And those connections can last beyond the event. You might meet your new raiding buddy, or find a local community of trainers to play with. It's those friendships that make Pokemon Go so special.
So true. Okay, before we wrap up our deep dive on part 1, I want to touch on those special offers in the Pokemon Go web store one more time.
Okay.
We've got the Ultra Holiday Box with storage upgrades and rare candies, and the Holiday Part 1 Ultra Ticket Box with event tickets and a premium battle pass. What are your final thoughts on these offers?
As we said before, it really depends on your needs and playstyle.
Right.
If you're struggling with storage space or want to power up those legendary Pokemon food, the Ultra Holiday Box might be worth it. And for those hardcore raiders, the Holiday Part 1 Ultra Ticket Box is a good option. But there's no pressure to spend any money. There's plenty of free content to enjoy.
Well said. It's all about making choices that work for you as a trainer, whether you're a free-to-play player or someone who enjoys the special offers. There's something for everyone during this holiday event.
And remember, this is just the beginning. Part 2 is right around the corner, and it's rumored to be even bigger and more exciting than Part 1.
Ooh, I'm excited.
We're talking potentially new costumed Pokemon, exciting new raid bosses, and maybe even some gameplay changes that could shake things up.
I can't wait to see what surprises Niantic has up their sleeve.
Me neither. We'll be back soon with Part 3 of our deep dive, where we'll break down all the juicy details of Part 2.
Awesome, can't wait.
We'll analyze the rumors, go over the data, and give you all the expert insights you need to navigate this festive extravaganza.
So stay tuned, trainers. The holiday fun is just getting started. In the meantime, get out there and enjoy Part 1. Catch those festive Pokemon, conquer those raids, and hatch those eggs. We'll see you back here soon for more Pokemon Go adventures. Trainers, are you ready? We're slaying right into Part 2 of the Pokemon Go Holiday Event. We've covered Part 1, all those shiny surprises and the costume Pokemon, and now it's time to unwrap Part 2. And I'm really hoping those costumed Dane rumors are true.
I think they're pretty likely. Niantic likes to release costumed Pokemon in waves. And come on, who can resist a Deden dressed for the holidays?
Seriously, it's going to be adorable. But even if it's not Deden, I'm sure we'll get some other festive Pokemon.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's back up a bit. Part 2 runs from December 22nd to the 27th. So right after Part 1.
Back to back.
No downtime for trainers. We're going straight from one festive frenzy into another.
That's right. And based on what we've seen so far, Part 2 is going to be even more exciting.
Oh, yeah.
There's talk of new costumed Pokemon, new raid bosses, and then maybe even some gameplay changes to keep things interesting.
Speaking of talking, the rumor mill's been buzzing about a certain fluffy Pokemon making its costume debut. You thinking what I'm thinking?
Costumed Wooloo.
Yes.
Yeah, there have been a lot of hints. And honestly, it makes perfect sense Wooloo in festive attire.
I know. It's almost too much.
You can't even.
And imagine if it's shiny. That would be the ultimate holiday gift for trainers. But besides Wooloo, what other costume Pokemon do you think we might see?
Well, considering it's winter, I wouldn't be surprised to see Snover or Vanellope get the costume treatment. Maybe even a festive Galarian Darumaka to add some icy flair.
Ooh, yeah. Those would be awesome. And we can't forget about new shinies. Part 1 gave us Shiny Sandygast. which was a surprise, to say the least. What do you think Part 2 has in store for shiny hunters?
It's tough to say, but I'd keep an eye on Pokemon that haven't gotten the shiny treatment yet and that fit the holiday theme. What about Bergmite?
Oh, yeah.
Or a Cubchoo with a holiday ribbon?
Oh, a shiny Cubchoo with a holiday ribbon? That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I need that for my festive team. Speaking of teams, the raid bosses for Part 2 are still a mystery. Any guesses on who we might be battling?
I think we'll see some powerful ice-type Pokemon like Kyurem or Avalugg in the higher tier raids.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe some festive surprises in the lower tiers, like a costumed Delibird or a shiny boosted Alolan Vulpix.
Oh, those would be great.
Right.
I'm already stocking up on raid passes and golden raspberries. But you know what I'm really curious about?
What's that?
Gameplay changes. Part 1 was pretty straightforward. But Niantic has a habit of throwing curveballs during events. What kind of shakeup do you think they might have planned for Part 2?
Maybe a new lure module that attracts ice-type Pokemon.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Or a special research task line that leads to an encounter with a rare or legendary Pokemon.
Oh, that's a good one.
They could even change the weather in the game, make it snow. That would be really immersive.
Ooh, snow in Pokemon Go. I could already picture it. Catching Pokemon with snowflakes falling. Okay, those are some pretty big predictions.
Yeah.
What are some more realistic expectations for Part 2?
Well, I think the event bonuses will probably continue.
So double XP and half hatch distance.
Yeah. And there'll probably be new field research tasks and collection challenges.
Right, with encounters for event-themed Pokemon.
Exactly.
And don't forget about the special offers in the Pokemon Go web store. I wouldn't be surprised if they release a new holiday box
Oh, yeah, for sure.
with items for Part 2.
Definitely. Niantic always keeps us on our toes, so there will definitely be some surprises.
Well, trainers, that wraps up our deep dive on Part 2 of the Pokemon Go Holiday Event. It's looking like a fantastic finish to this festive extravaganza. We've got costumed Pokemon shiny surprises, epic raid battles, and maybe even some changes to the gameplay.
And remember, this is just a glimpse into what Part 2 might have. The real fun of Pokemon Go is the unexpected. So get out there, explore, connect with other trainers, and most importantly, have fun.
And don't forget to check back for more deep dives as the event rolls out. We'll be here to guide you through all the latest news tips and strategies.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, trainers, and happy catching.